If you or someone you know would like their business sponsored in an episode of Adrenaline Unscripted, shoot me an email at adrenalinunscripted@gmail.com.
Good. Sitting in a parking lot down the road because I live in the boonies and all the internet's down back there.
Oh boy, yeah. Ice storm hit you pretty good?
No, not ice, just a lot of snow and some sleet,
Oh
Winter.
yeah. Yeah, same here.
Yeah, we missed the bullet with the ice, thank goodness.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a little further south this time around.
Yeah, man. So yeah, it's nice to meet you finally here.
Nice to meet you too. I think I've ran into you a couple times when I was skiing at Shanty Creek, but I don't think we've ever officially like had a conversation other than maybe hi here or there online or something like that.
Yeah,
Uh,
right on.
so you're a ski patrol, right, at Shanty Creek?
Yes, sir. 20 years this year.
20 years. Wow, that's impressive. So I guess I haven't really talked to too many patrollers, and that's kind of why I asked you to come on. I just kind of wanted to know what the day in the life is kind of like, what all it entails. I know obviously it's probably not quite as involved as it would be somewhere out west, but still probably pretty involved.
Well, yeah, we still have a lot of chores to do, especially every morning and every close. We got to get out and make sure signs and safety stuff is in place, and this is the same in the evening when we close. We got to do that last sweep. We're the last ones. We're first on, last off.
Right, right.
But yeah, it can be rudimentary. 95% of the time it's pretty straightforward. Do chores, get around the hill, and then there's 5% pure terror. So
Oh boy, I'm sure you've seen your share of pure terror in
yeah,
25
yeah,
years
we have
or
some
20
serious
years.
accidents. Yeah. Well, see, I do it on the pro side, so I'm doing it like 7 days a week all winter long.
Oh wow.
I'm kind of hooked, and the last 20 years has been a lot of days on the slopes.
Oh, I bet. Have you always ski patrolled at Shanty Creek, or have you gone other
Yeah,
places as well?
yes. I've been a pro for the last 20 years at Shanty Creek Resorts. I did a few years over at the Summit side, and then when they shut the Summit down, they transferred me over to the Shush side. So I've been there since. And then I do, like I said, the volunteer gig on the weekends. I've been at Mount Holiday. I've been at the Shanty Creek side, and currently I'm over at the Homestead in Glen Arbor. I serve as the patrol director over there also.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah,
awesome. Sorry.
yeah.
So you must be from like kind of the Bellaire area if it's mostly at Shinny Creek, right?
Oh, I live south of Plum Valley Road, right between Mansalona and Kalkaska. I'm originally from downstate. I'm a transplant. I moved up in the early '90s.
Don't worry, I'm a transplant about
Yeah,
4 years ago as well.
it's a great place to transplant to for
It
sure.
definitely is. It's a lot more peaceful up here.
Yeah, yeah. But I didn't even start snowboarding till I moved up here, so I was kind of a late bloomer. But it has surely like changed my life. I mean, in so many good ways I can't even explain.
It definitely does. I think like it before I didn't really even like winter before I started skiing, and after I started skiing I started to hate summer more than winter until I started paddling and stuff in the summer. Now I have a different activity for every season, it feels like.
Yeah, yeah. People think I'm crazy too, because like this storm coming in, I'm like, I hope it's a good one.
Right.
And they're like, dude, it's March. I'm like, I don't care. I mean, I could ski till Memorial Day and then send me to South America. I can go down there all summer. Yes, I really love the winters. It's just a peacefulness, out there. And generally, the people that are out there are very hardy folks. You get a few Karens and Jerry's, but
Right.
most of them are pretty hardy, like-minded folks.
Yeah, so if someone wanted to sign up for ski patrol, what would they have to do? Like if they wanted to get involved with it, how would that they go about that?
Well, it depends on your ski hill. Like I've noticed Mount Holiday has a mountain host program, and they generally try to work people in through a mountain host program. But if you were just walking off the street, you can approach pretty much any patrol, and you have to sign up for an OEC class, which stands for Outdoor Emergency Care. And along with that is a CPR AED component that you have to have in
All right.
your credentials. And then there is skiing slash boarding and tobogganing that you have to do, which everything can be taught to you. I mean, it's not like they're going to expect you to just learn it on your own. They do clinics, and we will teach you how to toboggan and better proper skills with riding and control abilities and such.
Right. Yeah. So it's kind of like on the job training, sort of, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah. I've always said that the experience comes from hands-on, where the meat
Right.
meets the snow. And our medical component is comparable to like EMTB. We're not brain surgeons out there. Our specialty is to get them in a toboggan, get them off the hill to further care.
Right.
Um, we call the ambulance guys the shiny shoes. They don't want to climb up on our snowy hill. So we get them to the shiny shoes. And don't let me say that those people are not appreciated, because all our first responders are all part of this team to get these people further care.
Absolutely. I agree. Yep. I had to take my first toboggan ride at the end of last season. Well, it was the end of the season for me, but
Yeah, the season ender. That's not a good thing. But
no, I didn't have to get in an ambulance. Thankfully, it was just a torn ACL, but
just
just yeah, it wasn't
just
an emergency. Let's say that, but
well,
it was a season ender in late February, which kind of sucked because the rest of the ski season was pretty good last year. So
yeah, but to get yourself down off the hill with that injury would just do more damage.
oh yeah,
That's why the toboggan is so handy. We just don't want people to damage themselves further.
definitely. Yeah, I tried to stand up a couple times and it wasn't happening.
Yeah. Well, the knees are tend to be a skier specific injury a lot of
Oh
times.
yeah,
We have certain injuries like shoulders and arms are generally snowboarder injuries, but yeah, I mean, we find all kinds of crazy stuff out there, and like I said, it could go from beautiful bluebird day to absolute terror the next second. But
oh yeah.
that's what we train for, that's what we're prepared for. And I always tell everybody that I work with, you can ride all day, have a great time, but you always got to have one in your tank for the injured guest.
Right, absolutely. And I'm sure doing it 20 years, like I said before, you've probably seen just about every injury that you can imagine on the ski
Yes,
hill.
yes, I've seen some very serious injuries, and we've had some not so good results, but we've had some glorious, almost miraculous results, which makes you feel good that you're actually out there doing something and contributing to hopefully helping someone. That's the big picture, is we are a community out there and a culture, and we got to help each other.
Right, absolutely. Like I know if it wasn't for ski patrol, I would have been sliding down on my ass down Mount Bohemia, and that wouldn't have been a fun ride.
Yeah, yeah. Boho will shred you up if you let it. You got
Oh yeah,
that's a beautiful mountain though. Lonnie's got an awesome place there, and I try to get up there as much as I can, but you kind of fall into a trap when you do this job, because you
right,
get really really cemented into the place that you're at, because it takes your time. Now I do lift maintenance in the summertime, and I also make snow. And then once the hills open, I go to ski patrol. But yeah, it's a year-round thing for me. I'm kind of got an obsession for the ski industry now, because it's a unique bunch of people.
it
But
is. It's really like it's a big group, but a small group at the same time. and it's
Yeah, and
all very like-minded people. I mean, maybe not politically or anything else like that, but they all think the same thing. They have the same stoke and everything about the sport, and it's really
well,
cool.
we try to leave the politics off the mountain because they
Oh
don't
yeah.
mesh well. You know what I'm saying? But
No.
you know what I'm saying? It's a family, and you go one ski hill to the other, and we're all brothers and sisters out there doing the thing to keep the lifts turning and to keep the people safe.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think a lot of skiers, I mean, you definitely have your weekenders that go one time a year or something like that that are kind of tight wound, but like for the most part, a lot of skiers and boarders have that same kind of chill attitude. They don't want any of the politics or any of that stuff involved. They just want to go ride, man.
Yep,
They,
yep. No. I tend to fire pit up there on the Red Lift side,
yeah, that's right, you do.
and that is a great place for community to get together and like all spectrums of people from
Right.
the ski bums to the weekend people to it's nice. And when they bring their kids down, we make some s'mores. I got a cabinet down there with marshmallows and stuff. So and it's a great place to just chill,
Yeah.
and enjoy the company of the community and the culture that they bring. Because I tell people, a lot of people think, oh, this is a business, blah blah blah. No, it's a little more than that. It's
Right.
it's it's a culture, it's a community, and especially the hardcores like these that are getting 100+ days out there. It's a different mindset, but it's a good thing.
It definitely is. And like have side question since we mentioned Mount Bohemia, have you ever patrolled there?
Oh yeah, yep. Now I went up there year two, and just rode because I was still just spinning, bumping chairs and spinning lifts. But I patrolled up there 3 different times. Lonnie, the owner, is really good to us. He's got a soft spot for Shanty Creek Resort, so whenever we go up there, he treats us very well. And yeah, it's definitely an interesting place to ride, and it has a facet of patrol that is very can be very intense.
Oh, I have to imagine that you're pulling people out of cliff bands and tight trees
Yeah,
at
yeah,
times.
and the injuries when they are happening are pretty severe. When I first started going there, there was no bar or nothing. It was just a few yurts and a couple
Yep.
cabins. But now he's got that full facility, so that adds a different twist on what's going on up there.
Oh
So,
yeah.
but it's still, yeah, such an amazing place, and you better practice up in the trees around here before you go to try to get your chops up there because
Oh,
yeah, it
definitely.
will it will chew you up and spit you out if you ain't careful.
I remember the first time going there, probably like 11 or 12 years ago, I think was my first time there. And I stuck mostly to the open runs the first day, and the second day I ducked into the haunted valley, and right away I was like, oh no, what did I get myself into?
Oh, but the powder on the north side of that
Oh
hill,
yeah.
even when the stuff on the front side is trash, you can find so much goody stuff. And he's been developing it and improving it, and it still has the Bohemia feel. Hasn't turned into the snowmakers and groomers and stuff
Right.
like that. It's still a wild place. And when you go to those wild places, I've always felt it refreshes the soul. It really does. It
It
brings you
definitely
back,
does.
to ground and puts you back into perspective to what is good in life.
Yeah, and you get that adrenaline rush that you don't really get other places.
I bring it all the way home for weeks after. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
yeah, that's the kind of place it is, and I hope he keeps it on the same track. I like the idea of his spas and the bars and stuff, but Bohemia needs to stay pretty much a wild place.
Definitely, I agree. I'm hoping to have him on here within the next few weeks. Talk to him,
Yeah,
so it should be.
Lonnie's a good guy.
He is definitely. So, ski patrolling. What's the weirdest thing you've ever been called out for?
The weirdest thing, you mean
Like
just
something
just
that
to
you were like,
call him?
What the hell?
Yeah, well, generally alcohol or drugs are involved in that one, you know.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
We had one lady that was so, and I couldn't tell you if she was drunk or on drugs, but she literally dropped trowel in the maze line and started to urinate on the ground. And yeah, and the whole time we're telling her, "You're done." We took her ticket. You got to leave, and then she just kept on repeating, "Well, you're just giving me a hard time because I'm from Texas." And I'm like, "No, you're obnoxious and wasted, and you need to go." But yeah, that's those are the really weird ones because they could go any direction, and
Oh yeah.
I'm not the mountain police by any means. You know what I'm saying? I have to deal with those situations, but I try to deal with them as mellow as possible because we don't want to escalate stuff. And you never know where the mindset is sometimes. With some folks. So yeah,
Right.
we have some weird stuff for sure.
And I don't think ski patrollers generally want to be the mountain police, but they have to step in when they see unsafe or lewd behavior at times. And
Yeah, because the main thing that I have a problem with is like it's not even poaching closed runs as much, but poaching the closed runs where we have snowmaking equipment on it
right.
because that's high voltage, it's high pressure water, and there's staff that has to go up there and handle that stuff. And if you lay an edge across those power lines, you could cut them, and we don't want anybody injured, guests or our employees.
Oh yeah, I bet that would be a heck of a jolt too.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's not a good thing. I've been lit up a few times while I've made snow, so I don't want anybody to experience that stuff. But yeah, I mean, most of all, people are in general pretty cool. But yeah, especially during the holidays and stuff like that, you get like I said, your Karens and your Jerrys that just can't keep their stuff together.
Right. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but it's like that with just about any crowd.
Oh
So
yeah, any crowd, any sport, yeah, people.
right, exactly. So do you have any summer hobbies? Like anything you do in your off season?
Yeah, I used to mountain bike a lot more, but when you're doing lift maintenance, it tends to kick your butt,
Oh, I
especially,
bet.
I'm closing in at 60 years old, so I kind of scaled it down. I do a lot of gardening around my place, and I love going to metal shows. That's kind of my
Heck
that's
yeah,
my
man.
that's my summer hobby is I like to go see metal shows, especially at outdoor venues.
Oh yeah.
And all my kids are metalheads, so we kind of do it as a family thing. So it's really cool,
We just we just saw Bad Omens with Beartooth
Yeah,
and President a few weeks ago.
nice.
It was a really good
Yeah,
show. And
yeah, yeah.
I
We
mean,
try to get down to a festival in Grand Rapids called Upheaval every
upheaval.
summer. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's a lot of fun. We found a nice campground that's like 20 minutes away, so it's a combination family camping trip and going, yeah,
Right.
bang your head.
Yep. I really want to make it one of these years to upheaval. It's just I'm also in the canoe marathon, so that tends
Okay.
to take
Yeah.
up all of July.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's the hot month for the canoeing. But yeah,
Oh
that
yeah.
is a great festival, and they got the new amphitheater open down there. That's going to open on the
Oh, that's
riverside too.
right. They
At
do.
Sure. Yeah. So they're already got acts booked for that. So yeah, love going to seeing concerts and camping and get outdoors. I do.
Absolutely.
I do hunt and fish. I wish I had time to fish more, but like I said, when you're working 5 days a week in the summer, up in the air, cranking on lifts, you get tired out, man. And
Oh, I bet.
yeah,
And
it's a different gig.
and there's probably a lot more that goes into that lift maintenance and everything than people realize.
Oh yeah, and the fact that we're like lifting massive weight when like when we do our shiv assemblies, we have to check every wheel, we have to replace them when they're bad, and lifting that cable, massive pressure and weight. Yeah, it can be a little bit unnerving, but you do your thing, you do it as safe as you can, and you come home in the afternoon.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you like have safety things, like I'm sure you have to tie off and everything like that.
Oh yeah, we got our harnesses, and we got a work basket that we attach. It attaches a lot like the chair, and it's got a two-level thing where we can take our tools up and stuff. Yeah. The worst thing about it is the Hornets. Hornets love chair lifts. I don't
Oh,
like
I bet.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and once you're up there and you're clipped in, yeah, you got to battle them. There's there's no jumping when you're 50 feet in the air, you
Oh,
know.
hell no. No, I used to do roofs. So, and they love roofs too.
Oh
They
yeah, I have a carpentry background too. It's just yeah, I enjoy doing the work on the ski hill. Like you said, it's a different group of people, and they're some of the best people I've ever met in my life.
absolutely. I can fully confirm that. I've
Hmm.
been skiing for almost 15 years now, and it's been one of the best things that's ever happened to me. So
Absolutely.
now snowboarding, on the other hand, I am terrible at. And you wouldn't believe I've been skiing for 15 years if you ever saw me on a snowboard.
Uh, I'll tell you, I've never skied a day in my life.
Nope.
Nope. I've been on a board from day one. I looked at, hey, can I snowboard or ski? And then I just pictured the idea of doing splits at a high rate of speed. And I'm like, no, I think I'll do the snowboarding thing. And when I lived downstate, I used to be just a ice fishing junkie. Once I learned how to snowboard, I haven't been out in the ice since.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, and don't let them fool you though. Ice fishing can be adrenaline, especially when that ice is cracking and stuff. But
it definitely can.
no, once I learned how to link turns on a board, I'm like, this is the shit. It's so
Oh yeah,
cool, and especially, I'm not a park rider or jumps or anything, but I love powder in the woods. I mean, when that powder's deep and there's no edges cutting, it's like it's soul surfing. It's so
just
cool.
cruising through there.
Yeah, and it's so invigorating and stuff, and it's like, yeah, and it's an experience you can explain to people, but unless they do it themselves, they really don't have a clue,
Right.
They just they just think we're all nuts. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know how I would begin to explain it. Oh, my kid's outside the door yelling at me. He wants in here. Oh yeah,
Right
he's
on.
he's a handful. He's two, and he's
Oh,
wild.
right on.
Yep.
Yeah.
He
Just the
already.
one?
Yeah, I just have one. He skis already.
Oh,
I've got him on
nice.
a set of skis. I got the little leashes and everything. I control his speed, but he's already learned how to steer on his own a little bit and glide on his own and stand up on his own. So it's going to be
Cool.
interesting. He's going to be better than me by the time he's 6.
Yeah, and I got a buddy of mine that he admits straight up. He said, my son skis better and his son's only 16 than I've ever skied. I mean, his son is just a natural freestyler, just amazing. But yeah, you need to bring your boy out and we'll hit up Shush, and they always like to make s'mores down there for a little break, and plus he gets the sugar thing going.
Oh yeah, yeah. We were at Shush a few weeks ago with them actually, but I didn't even think to get a hold of you until Bruce said something, and
Yeah,
he was like,
absolutely. Stop in the patrol room, and if I'm not there, have him shout at the radio. Yeah, we'll hook you up, man, for sure.
"All righty, well, I do appreciate it, and I do appreciate your time. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add into this, the open
Well,
platform?"
just a shout out to Stag Boards because that's who I'm riding now. Stag is a handmade custom board out of St. Clair, Michigan. He's on Facebook. Check him out because he makes some amazing. I mean, they're almost a step above a board. They're works of art. They're really nice. But yeah, it's super great product. I've been riding mine with a set of unions on it, and I'm just in love. It's a great sled.
Awesome. Well, check out Stagboard then, everyone. You heard the
Yep,
man.
for sure. And be safe out there, everybody. We want to live to ride another day.
Absolutely. And here's to what's left of a awesome season, right?
Yeah, we're gonna finish it big, man, because we got a lot of snow. We're gonna
Oh
ride
yeah.
around nice.
Yeah,
Yep,
I can't wait for this weekend. I might go out for a little bit tomorrow night, but this weekend I'm gonna try and get out both Saturday and Sunday.
for sure. Shush opens back up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You're welcome to come by if you're in the hood.
Alrighty, sir. Well, I appreciate you talking to me, and we'll see you soon, eh?
Yeah, 10-4. Thank you for the time.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
Okay, you too. Bye bye.